You ever wonder why that car salesman gets so excited when you say yes to financing? I mean, really excited, like he just won the lottery. Well, here's the thing. He kinda did. And you? You just became the lottery ticket. What I'm about to show you is a money machine that's been running for decades, hidden in plain sight, turning your car purchase into a gold mine for people you'll never meet. And the craziest part? The whole system was designed this way on purpose. If you're about to buy a car, or if you're currently making payments on one, you need to hear this. And hey, if this opens your eyes even a little bit, smash that like button and subscribe, because we're diving deep into the automotive underworld where most people fear to look. Let's get into it. Hey, this is Mark, and you're welcome to AUTOSAYS. So picture this. It's 2024, and you walk into a dealership. Bright lights, shiny paint, that new car smell pumping through the vents. You've done your research, you know what you want, and you're ready to negotiate. The salesperson is friendly, almost too friendly. And after some back and forth, you settle on a price. You feel good. You feel like you won. Then comes the moment. The salesperson leans back, smiles, and says those magic words. So, how would you like to pay for this today? You tell them you'll finance it. And boom, their eyes light up. That smile gets wider. They excuse themselves for a moment. And when they come back, they're walking a little taller. Why? Because the game just changed. See, when you said you'd finance that car, you didn't just agree to buy a vehicle. You became a product yourself, a financial product. And you're about to be sold to the highest bidder. Let me explain. The dealership doesn't make most of its money from selling you the car. Yeah, you heard that right. That $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 machine you just agreed to buy, the profit margin on that is razor thin. Sometimes they even lose money on the car itself, just to get you in the door. But financing? Oh, that's where the magic happens. Here's the setup. When you finance a car, the dealership acts like a middleman. They take your credit application and send it to multiple banks and lenders. Now, you'd think they're shopping around to get you the best rate, right? Wrong. They're shopping around to see who will pay them the most. Because here's the secret. Banks don't just approve your loan and call it a day. They pay the dealership a commission, a kickback, for bringing them your business. And here's the kicker. The dealership is legally allowed to mark up your interest rate. Let's say the bank approves you for a 4% interest rate. The dealership can turn around and offer you 6%. You don't know the difference. You just see a number on a piece of paper, and if it seems reasonable, you sign. That extra 2%, pure profit. It goes straight into the dealership's pocket. They call it the finance reserve or dealer markup, and it's completely legal. On a $30,000 loan over 5 years, that 2% markup can mean thousands of extra dollars in interest that you'll pay. Money that flows directly from your bank account to the dealership's bottom line. But wait, it gets darker. The dealerships and banks have been working together for so long that they've built an entire ecosystem around this. They've turned your loan into a tradable asset. Once you sign that contract, the dealership can sell your loan to another financial institution, sometimes within hours. They get an immediate payout, the bank gets a long-term revenue stream from your monthly payments, and you're locked in for years, paying interest on money that's already changed hands 3 times before your first payment is even due. And here's where the history comes in, because this system didn't just appear overnight. It was crafted, refined, and perfected over decades. Let's rewind to the 1920s. That's when car financing really took off. Before that, most people paid cash for cars. But then General Motors created GMAC, the General Motors Acceptance Corporation, in 1919. It was one of the first major auto financing companies, and it changed everything. Suddenly, everyday Americans could afford cars by spreading payments over time. It was revolutionary. It democratized car ownership, but it also created a new revenue stream that manufacturers and dealers quickly realized was more profitable than selling the cars themselves. By the 50s and 60s, nearly every major automaker had a financing arm. Ford had Ford Motor Credit, Chrysler had Chrysler Financial. These weren't just helpful services for customers, they were profit engines. And as the decades rolled on, this system got more sophisticated. Computers made it easier to assess credit. Securitization allowed loans to be bundled and sold on Wall Street, and dealerships became expert at maximizing every dollar they could squeeze from a transaction. Fast forward to today, and the system is a well-oiled machine. Dealerships train their finance managers intensively. There are entire seminars, courses, and conferences dedicated to teaching them how to maximize profit in the finance office. They learn psychological tricks, closing techniques, how to present numbers in ways that bad deals look good. They're taught to upsell you on extended warranties, gap insurance, paint protection, fabric coatings, products with massive markups that you probably don't need but sound really good when they're described by someone who's been trained to sell them. And here's the thing that should make your blood boil. The average car buyer spends maybe 10 hours researching which car to buy, comparing features, reading reviews. But when it comes to financing, most people spend about 20 minutes in that finance office, exhausted from the negotiation, just wanting to get it over with. And that's exactly what the dealership is counting on. They know you're tired, they know you're excited about your new car, they know you just want to sign and drive off. So they slide that contract across the desk, flip through pages of dense legal language at lightning speed, point to the signature lines, and before you know it, you're committed to years of payments at terms you barely understand. But let's talk about what happens next, because this is where it gets really insidious. Once you drive off the lot, that loan gets sold. Maybe to a big bank, maybe to a finance company, maybe it gets bundled with thousands of other loans and turned into a security that's traded on Wall Street. Your monthly payment becomes a tiny stream in a massive river of cash flowing through the financial system. And all those institutions, they're betting on you. Betting that you'll keep paying month after month, year after year. If you miss payments, they've got that covered too. Repossession, collections, legal action. The system is designed to extract maximum value from you one way or another. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds bad, but what can I do about it? I need a car and I need financing. Here's the truth. Knowledge is power. The system works because most people don't understand it. But now you do, and that changes everything. First, understand that you can get financing before you ever step foot in a dealership. Your bank, your credit union, they'll give you a loan, often at better rates than the dealership will offer, because they're not marking it up. Walk in with pre-approved financing, and suddenly you've got leverage. You can compare the dealership's offer against what you already have. You can negotiate from a position of strength. Second, never, ever focus only on monthly payment. Dealerships love when you say, I just need to keep it under $500 a month, because they can make that happen by stretching your loan to 6, 7, even 8 years. Sure, your monthly payment looks nice, but you'll pay thousands more in interest over the life of the loan, and you'll be upside down on that car for years, meaning you owe more than it's worth. Focus on the total price, the interest rate, and the loan term. Those 3 numbers tell the real story. Third, read everything before you sign. I know it's boring, I know you're tired, but that contract is legally binding, and once you sign it, you're stuck. Look at the interest rate. Look at the total amount you'll pay over the life of the loan. Look at any add-ons they've included. If something doesn't make sense, ask questions. If they pressure you to just sign, that's a red flag as big as a billboard. And here's something most people don't know. You usually have a cooling off period, sometimes called a rescission right, depending on your state. In some places, you can cancel certain add-ons within a specific time frame. Do your research on your state's laws. Knowledge is armor in this fight, but let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about you and your car loan. This is about a system that's been built over 100 years to extract wealth from working people and funnel it upward to banks, financial institutions, and corporate shareholders. Your car payment is part of a massive wealth transfer that happens every single day across America. Millions of people, all making payments on loans that were designed to be profitable for everyone except them. And the wildest part? Most people think this is just how it works. They think they don't have a choice. They think the system is fair because it's legal. But legal doesn't mean ethical. Legal doesn't mean it's in your best interest. The system was built by people with money to make more money off people without it. And cars, those necessary tools that most Americans need to get to work, to live their lives, have been turned into financial traps. Think about it. The average car payment in America right now is over $700 a month. $700 for 5, 6, 7 years. That's not just a payment. That's a chunk of your financial freedom gone every single month. That's money you can't invest, can't save, can't use to build a better life. And while you're grinding to make that payment, the banks are collecting interest, the dealership already got their cut, and the whole machine just keeps rolling. So what's the answer? How do we beat a system this big, this entrenched? Here's the thing. You can't beat it by playing their game. You beat it by changing how you play. Buy used when you can. Pay cash if possible. If you must finance, get pre-approved, shop around, negotiate hard, and read every single word before you sign. Don't fall for the add-ons, don't extend your loan just to lower the payment, and for the love of everything, don't trade in a car you're still upside down on to buy another one. That's how people end up in debt spirals they can never escape. But let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about you and your car loan. This is about a system that's been built over 100 years to extract wealth from working people and funnel it upward to banks, financial institutions, and corporate shareholders.
Your car payment is part of a massive wealth transfer that happens every single day across America. Millions of people, all making payments on loans that were designed to be profitable for everyone except them. And the wildest part? Most people think this is just how it works. They think they don't have a choice. They think this system is fair because it's legal. But legal doesn't mean ethical. Legal doesn't mean it's in your best interest. The system was built by people with money to make more money off people without it. And cars, those necessary tools that most Americans need to get to work to live their lives, have been turned into financial traps. Think about it. The average car payment in America right now is over $700 a month. $700 for 5, 6, 7 years. That's not just a payment. That's a chunk of your financial freedom gone every single month. That's money you can't invest, can't save, can't use to build a better life.
And while you're grinding to make that payment, the banks are collecting interest, the dealership already got their cut, and the whole machine just keeps rolling. So what's the answer? How do we beat a system this big, this entrenched? Here's the thing, you can't beat it by playing their game. You beat it by changing how you play. Buy used when you can, pay cash if possible. If you must finance, get pre-approved, shop around, negotiate hard, and read every single word before you sign. Don't fall for the add-ons. Don't extend your loan just to lower the payment. And for the love of everything, don't trade in a car you're still upside down on to buy another one. That's how people end up in debt spirals they can never escape. But more than that, spread the word. Talk to your friends, your family, your coworkers. Most people have no idea how deep this goes. They think they got a good deal because the salesperson was nice and the monthly payment fit their budget. They don't realize they're paying thousands more than they should. Education is the antidote to exploitation. And that's why videos like this matter. That's why your like, your subscribe, your share actually makes a difference. Because every person who understands the game is one less person who gets played. So here's my challenge to you. Next time you or someone you know is buying a car, remember what you learned here today. Remember that the dealership's profit isn't in the car, it's in the financing. Remember that banks and dealerships have a money flow between them that you're funding. Remember that the system was built to trap you, but only if you don't know it exists. Now you know. Now you're armed. Now you can fight back. And hey, if you made it this far, you're clearly someone who values truth over comfort. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's keep pulling back the curtain on the automotive industry together. Because there's a lot more where this came from, and trust me, it only gets more interesting. This is Mark from AUTOSAYS, reminding you that knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. Your profit, kept in your pocket, where it belongs. Stay smart out there.